my channel. I hope you're all doing super well. First of all, I really apologise for not posting in 2 months. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's been that long. I work full time alongside this, so I'm super sorry, but hopefully this video will make up for it. I had a few requests to show you guys how I make my really cute sunflower crochet bags. So in this video I'm going to show you guys everything from start to finish, how you make the sunflowers, how you put them together, the strap, the fabric lining, everything. I add the popper closures just as a personal preference, but obviously you can do whatever you want. Yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below. And yeah, let's begin. So to start off, we're going to slip knot and attach to our hook. Then we're going to chain 4. Then we're going to slip stitch into the first chain. So you should now have an O. And then we're going to chain 2. And that counts as our first double crochet. So now we're going to do 15 double crochets into this circle. And we're going to be going over the tail line. So once you've completed all 15 double crochets, you can just pull the string at the back just to tighten it up a bit. And then we're going to slip stitch into the top of the first chain that we made over here. So now we've completed our circle, we're going to chain 2, and now we're going to do 15 more double crochets in the top of all the double crochets that we just made, just as a second row. So once you've done the second row, we can now slip stitch to the top of the first chain that we made over here, and then we can chain 1 and cut the thread off. So you can keep just pulling that thread at the bottom there, or you can sew it in now, and like I said, it is going to curl, but it'll fix itself out in the end, so don't worry about that. So now we can attach our next colour. We're just going to do a slip knot and attach that to our hook. Then we're going to take what we've made so far and insert our hook into the top of one of the stitches, pop the hook through, wrap the new thread around the hook and pull it through once, pull it through twice, and you're now attached onto your work. So now we're going to begin our third round, and this is going to be the puff stitch. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain 2, wrap the thread around, pop it through the stitch and draw up a loop, wrap the thread around, pop it through the stitch and draw up a loop, and wrap the thread around, pull it through the stitch and draw up a loop. So we'll now have 7 loops on our hook. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to wrap the thread around and pull through all 7 loops and chain 1 just to secure that. And that is literally what we're going to be doing all the way around. So you're going to be doing that 16 times all the way around, and I'm at the start again now. So I've just done a single chain, and then I'm going to just slip stitch into the top of the chain that we made here, the very first chain. Chain 1 to secure that, and then we can cut that off. So now for the petals of our sunflower, we're going to do a slip knot and attach that to our hook. Then we're going to take any space in between the puff stitch and just attach that on the same way as before. Now we're going to chain 2. So to begin, you want to yarn over and draw up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So you've just done that 3 times, and you should now have 4 loops on your hook. And now we're going to yarn over and pull through all 4 and chain 2. So that is what you're going to be doing all the way around for the petals. Okay, so we are now at the beginning again. I've just done my chain 2, and now we're going to slip stitch to the top of the chain 2 that we first made at the start. I'm going to chain 1 to secure it, and then we can just cut that off. And that is what you should now have. Okay, so for the last time in the last few rounds, we're going to be attaching our next and last colour. So now you can choose whatever space you want. So I'm just going to choose this space here and attach my thread the same way as normal. So to start, we're going to chain 4. Now that classes as our first treble crochet, so now we're going to be doing 2 more treble crochets into this space. Then we're going to jump into the next space and do 3 double crochets. Then we're going to jump into the next space and do 3 half double crochets. In the next space we're going to do 3 double crochets. So as you can see, that's starting to square off just a little bit, and this is going to be the sides for all the way around here. So now we're going to the next space, and this is going to be our first kind of complete corner. So for our first full corner we're going to be doing 3 trebles into the next space. We're going to chain 2 and then do 3 more treble crochets. And there you have it, our first corner. So that was just 3 trebles, 2 chains, and then 3 more trebles. And now we're going to jump into the next space and do 3 double crochets. Into the next space is 3 half double crochets. The next space is 3 double crochets. Now we are at our next corner, so that's going to be 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles, just like we did here. Okay, now the second corner is done. You can continue on here, and I'm going to meet you back at this point here. So just continue on like we've been doing. The sides are 3 double crochets, 3 half double crochets, 3 double crochets, and the corners are 3 treble crochets, chain 2, 3 treble crochets. So what was left here was 3 treble crochets. So what we're going to be doing is doing 3 more treble crochets, chaining 2, and then slip stitching it to the top of this treble crochet here. So now we are complete, and we have officially squared off our sunflower. So you can stop here, it's totally up to you, but I find another round of just a normal granny square helps it square off just a little bit better, and it makes it bigger. Obviously this is what I tend to go with. I just did a normal row of a granny square around the sides. Once you have all of your 13 squares, we can start putting it together. Now it might seem a little bit confusing at first, but I promise it should start to make sense as I go on. So just set up the layout of the bag, and I apologise you can't see every single bit of it. It's just because where I film isn't a huge space, it's just my desk and it's very hard to set it up, but it doesn't really matter too much. So as you can see, this is the colour scheme that I'm going for. And so to start making it make a little bit more sense, these side bits here will be folded over like so. Also this square down here gets folded in half, and that's what it's going to look like. Yeah, so that's the top, obviously, sides and the bottom. But how you put them together is you do it as a square. So hopefully that makes a bit of sense. I'm just going to pop that back out. Joining all these together with the join as you go method. So we're going to start off with the center one, and what we're going to do is attach all these squares to the center. Do 1 more row of your granny square here with your joining color. I'm going to do black, so I'll be back once I've done that. So now that you've done your middle square, we can now go on to the next one. So we're going to be attaching this square onto here. So like I said, we're going to use the join as you go method. I have gone over this in 2 of my other videos, so I'll leave those below, and I'll leave some other join as you go method videos. What I'm going to do now is attach this square onto this one next, just the exact same way I just did it then. I'm going to go onto this pink one. Now we can attach the last pink one. Okay, so now we can start off with connecting the green. Like I said, this is going to be folded over, and this is the front and this is the back. So for this section, all we're going to be doing is joining these sides together like this. So do just like what we just did, do 1 row of your granny square, and then connect to here, along here, connect, along here, along here. Okay, now that is connected, as you can see, just connected it down there and there. And now we can do the exact same thing for the one on the opposite side. Now we've got our 3rd green. Now we're going to go to the bottom and attach this section here. I'm just going to fold this just so you can see what I'm doing. This is the last section, and like I said, for the side pieces, this is at the bottom, and this is going to be folded like that. So this is the front, that's the back, so it's going to slot in like that. And to connect it, you're just going to be doing a row of granny square along here, connecting it, a row, connecting it, a row, connecting it, and then finishing it off. So I'm just going to do the final square for the front side, and I'll be back. Okay, so now we have all of these squares connected like that. If you just fold these pieces in, you kind of get to see what the final shape is going to be. So now what we're going to do is flip this around. So now we've got the inside of the bag facing you. Now just position the rest of the squares just so you can see what we're going to be doing next. So these are going to be the last squares that we're going to be putting on here. fold this in, fold that in, and then fold the bottom one as well. And this is basically how we're going to be connecting the last squares. So we've just got 4 more left to do. I like to attach these squares first, then I go with the middle one, and then I go with the top 2. So we're just doing it backwards. I'm going to start with this pink square here, and what I do is attach to here, along here, attach to that corner, along here, attach to that corner, along here, attached to that corner. Yes, you can now see you've got kind of like a little pocket going on here because I've just attached this square onto this bit here. And then the next step is to add this one here. After that, I will be attaching the middle one, and then I attach both the top pieces. So I'm just gonna go finish this now, and I'll get back to you guys once all of these squares are attached. Yeah, everything is now attached. Every single square is looking good. So to make the strap, first off we're going to slip knot and attach that to our hook. Then we're going to chain 111. So once you have chained 111 for the strap, we are now going to single crochet into every single one of these chains that we've made. So once you get to the end of your row, you should have 110 single crochets because we don't crochet into the first chain on our hook. And then we're gonna chain 1 and flip our work. So once you've turned your work, you can carry on with the single crochets. So you can do this around 6 or 7 times back and forth until you get the width that you prefer. So that is literally it for the bag strap. All you do is go up and down doing rows of single crochets. And in the end, you will end up with something like this. So to add the strap onto the bag, all you do is sew it to the top of the bag here. You just go back and forth attaching it on. I do it about 3 times just to make sure it is super secure, but that is literally it. You just sew it onto the top of the bag going in and out. Okay, so both my straps are now complete and attached onto the bag. Also worth noting, I did a row of 3 double crochets all the way around the top of the bag just to give it a bit more structure. So for the fabric lining, we're going to take our piece of fabric and fold it over in half. Then we're going to place our bag on top of it and cut around it just as I'm showing you here. And then we're going to take our pins and just pin along all the sides. Once you finish putting all your pins in, you can then take your needle and thread and start sewing all along the sides. Then you can turn your bag inside out and you can see the seams on the other side. So you need to turn your bag inside out, make sure your fabric is the right way round so you can see the seams, and just slot that over the bag. Where you can see we had the jagged edges, it's not really going to matter now because we're going to be folding the fabric over and pinning it down. So this bit might be a bit fiddly, but essentially all you're doing is folding the fabric down and pinning it all the way around. And then once I have pinned everything down, we're just going to be sewing the fabric into the bag all the way around. So there we have it. That is my super cute crochet sunflower bag. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did find it useful, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to see more videos from me. Crochet is super slow fashion, so you can imagine that it took even longer to make this bag and also film it and edit it and everything like that. So if you make this bag yourself, please tag me on Instagram at woollyhearts. I'll leave all the links in the description. I also make and sell these bags and some other things, so if that is something of interest of you, if you don't actually know how to crochet and you'd like to just purchase one from me, I'd be more than happy to do a custom. Yeah, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you again for watching, it means the world. And I hit 1,000 subscribers recently, which is so crazy. I never thought I'd ever get to 1,000, so that is so exciting for me. I'm so grateful. I absolutely love crochet. I live and breathe it. I do it every day. I really wish I could film even more, but I'm going to try my best to. And yeah, let me know if there's anything else you want to see from me. Thank you. Bye.